Today, I'm going to show you how to take an SVG logo and add it to your website. We'll cover two different ways of doing this. First, I'll show you how you can do this on Card, a web-based solution. Then I'll show you how to add it to your Next.js site for those of you coding your site yourself. In my previous video, I showed you how to create your own SVG logo. If you're not familiar with SVGs, I recommend watching that video. SVG stands for Scalable Vector Graphic, and SVGs can scale to any size without losing quality, so you can put it on a business card or even a massive billboard in Times Square. Okay, so let's get our logo on our Card site. Services like Card typically support SVG format, so you can simply upload your logo as you would any other image type. I'm using the logo I created in my previous video, but you'll notice when I upload it, it gets warped. The dimensions of the logo I created are not well suited for this site template in Card. And that's okay, because one of the nice things about SVGs is that we can isolate parts of the logo. I have my logo saved. I'm going to open it in Adobe Illustrator. Illustrator requires a subscription, so you can sign up for a trial and just cancel, or you could try something like Inkscape, which is a free software. Once we have our logo open in Illustrator, we're going to select the text layer at the bottom and turn it off. So now we have just our graphic logo. Another issue I notice is that for whatever reason, the Card template I've chosen requires the image have a border. So I'm going to remove the border on my logo and just use the one in Card. As you can already see, our SVG logo gives us a lot of flexibility for different situations. We're then going to save our logo to a new SVG file, and we can call it logo no border. Next, open that file in Photoshop and set our image size to be quite large. Let's go with 3000 pixels, much larger than we'll need for our website. You'll see that the canvas ratio is off and we have all of this empty space. We want to get rid of that. We want our logo to be equal in width and height. So let's get rid of all the vertical space and then as much of the horizontal space as we can after matching the width to the height we've just changed. Once we've reduced the empty space, we'll save our logo as a PNG. We'll use PNG because it's a format that supports a transparent background. When making this video, I tried to use the SVG format on Card, and even though Card supports the format, it was tricky to get it sized correctly. PNG will give us more control over the aspect ratio, so we can get Card to display it the way we want. Let's go back to Illustrator and grab the hex color value for our logo. We're going to use that for our border in Card. Lastly, I'll update the site title to my brand name, Rockstar Coding. Now obviously this layout will require more changes to match the style of my logo. In this video, I just wanted to focus on getting our logo onto our site. Now let's add our SVG logo to our Next.js site using HTML. This will involve more steps, but if you're coding your own site, I assume you have some experience working with HTML and JavaScript. I'll go back into Illustrator and restore the border that we removed when saving our logo for Card. Then adjust the artboard to crop our logo and remove any extra space. Lastly, I'll save the logo as an SVG file named logo border. I've set up a simple Next.js demo site. Let's create a file in our Next.js project called logo.jsx. We'll make this a React functional component. And we'll just leave the body empty for now. We'll then open our SVG logo in our code editor and copy and paste the SVG markup into our logo component. We have a style tag here in the defs, and that's not compatible with JSX, so we'll move those style rules to our global CSS file. Now import the logo component into our layout. If we go back to our site, we still can't see our logo. That's because it doesn't have a height and width defined. So we'll add a size prop to our logo component, and since our logo is intended for equal width and height, we'll use that value for both. Now I'll pass a size from our layout and I'll set it to 70, so our logo will be both 70 pixels in width and height. I'll also add a little bit of styling by including a margin to create some separation between our logo and the adjacent links. If we go back to our site now, we can see the logo is sized appropriately. There you have it. 2 ways you can add a logo to your site. Whether you're using a web-based solution like Card or coding your site using a React framework like Next.js, you can quickly add an SVG logo and display it on your site. I hope this helps. I'm Andrew Henderson. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like. If you want more content on how to improve the quality of your website, be sure to subscribe.